Many of us really like to buy clothes, but when you're trying to save a little bit of money, you want to find ways to decrease your spending on clothes and increase your savings for other things. Today, we're talking about Depression-era life hacks that we can learn from our grandmothers about clothing. This does not include, by the way, making your own clothes. Even though some of us may really like doing that, for the sake of this video, that's being omitted. Now, I enjoy buying clothes. I enjoy finding the clothes that are the great prices, but still buying clothes. If I could turn this camera around so you could see the inside of my closet, it's a small walk-in with a lot of clothes in it. So today I'm going to focus on the things that I'm going to be doing this year to try to decrease the clothing consumption. I have 5 Depression-era life hacks for you today to also work on that clothing obsession. Number 1, really just stop buying clothes. I know, Captain Obvious, right? But we all have enough clothes. Unless you're going through some physical transformation where you need clothes because none of the other clothes fit for you, then you really don't need to buy clothes. Shop your clothes, turn all of the hangers one way so you know the things that you haven't worn yet this year, and really take into consideration switching out the clothes that you already have. Most of us wear 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time. Really, we don't need clothes. Once you get a few favorites, really, you don't need any more. I am on this health journey for my 50th year, and I've been losing a little bit of weight, but I refuse yet to purchase clothes. So let me show you a couple little gadgets that I have found that I am using to kind of stretch the time between clothing purchases. This little thing is see, it's got the little teeth on it, right? So it's stretchy and it goes on the back of your shirt to kind of gather it so it doesn't look so wide. It's a fantastic it's not very pretty. I mean, it's an Amazon purchase. I'll definitely leave links to these few things that I have to show you. So if you're interested, you can pick them up for yourself. But it works pretty well. It's not too bad at all. Then these little things I haven't used yet. These are, I mean, listen, these aren't the most attractive things that you've ever seen. They're really not, but they fit the purpose and they suit my need for better fitting clothes without spending a whole lot of money. So this one has Velcro and it goes through your belt loops on your jeans and it tightens it so it kind of gathers on the side of your jeans. It kind of gives a little bit of a pucker on the side of your jeans. Again, not the most attractive thing, but honestly on my pants, my capris, I'm wearing a shirt over it anyway, so nobody's gonna see this funny little elastic waistband gadget. And then lastly, I have sweatpants that I have been able to snip a little hole and put in a drawstring. So this little gadget, you put the little end of the string into it, and then you feed it through the sweatpants all the way around to the other end to make a drawstring on your yoga pants or your sweatpants. It works great. I can't keep my pants up, and I'm okay with that. It's a really fantastic problem to have, but this will help me. This $30 maybe that I have spent will save me so much money until I get to where I want to be, and then I can go out to the thrift store when I'm ready and purchase more clothing. But I'm not ready yet, and one of the things that I'm trying to do this year is not buy any more brand new clothes. So any other clothes that I might need, I really want to find at thrift stores and used or on clearance. I'd rather stay away from the stores that aren't selling used. I'd rather stick to the used stuff and just see if I can do it. See if I can find some really fantastic stuff that's used. It's good for the environment and it's good for my wallet. Which brings us to number 2. Consider a minimalist wardrobe. Take a few pieces that you love and just wear those. I tend to be the kind of person that gets comfortable in anything, in a routine, in following the rules, in a structured atmosphere. So for me, having a handful of specific clothes that I wear all the time makes sense. It makes sense for me to have 2 or 3 date night blouses, or like my husband likes to say, go into town clothes. It's okay with me. I don't mind. I don't mind wearing the same 3 blouses out to dinner with friends every time I go out. I'm okay with that. I don't particularly care that much about what other people think of the clothes that I'm wearing. Consider a capsule wardrobe. A capsule wardrobe is literally a few handfuls of clothes that mix and match and you can wear with other things. For example, a red cardigan, a white blouse, and a black pair of pants that can be worn together. You could also take the red sweater, the white blouse, and a navy blue pair of pants and have a different makeup. You could also take a pink sweater, a white blouse, and those same navy blue pants and then have another completely different outfit. Also consider different accessories with those things to dress it up or dress it down. A pair of shoes can do the same. Taking those 3 sweaters, 5 blouses, and 5 pairs of pants and mixing them up, matching them up with 2 necklaces and 2 pairs of shoes can transform the look. So really, very few people would even recognize that you're wearing the same thing over and over again. Number 3, make your clothes last longer. You would clean them well and you would care for them well. Things like following the tag instructions. Most of the time your clothes will have specific instructions on how to care for them on the tag. This is kind of important when you're going to buy them too, because you might not want to purchase a sweater that's dry clean only. It's just going to cost you more to take to the dry cleaner. So checking those care instructions before purchase will help you make better choices and care for your clothes in a much more efficient way. Something else you can do is wash them inside out. A lot of times the washer can be a little rough on clothes. So if you're washing them inside out, it might help with fading and pilling. Also, skip the dryer. Line dry instead, hang to dry, grab one of those drying racks if you don't have a clothesline. You can hang them inside in the winter on a drying rack, which really helps the dry air of the winter in your home, puts a little bit more moisture in the air. You can also hang them outside on a balcony if you don't have a clothesline, or of course, a clothesline. Make your own repairs. A needle and thread is very inexpensive, and there are so many tutorials online to help you if you don't know how to sew. I have a sweater actually just like this that I noticed. It's navy blue, and it has a little bit of a rip in the shoulder that I'm planning on repairing because these 2 sweaters are 2 of my favorites. So for a quick 5-minute job, I have my favorite sweater that I can wear over and over again. Wash blacks and whites separately. A lot of times, if you wash whites with colors, no matter how many times the clothes have been washed, they always seem to find a way to make whites dingy looking. So if you wash them separately, even whether you use bleach or not, the whites will stay just a little bit brighter, and the blacks just don't seem to fade as fast. Skip the fabric softener. Fabric softener will actually leave a residue on your clothes and a buildup, which actually does not protect the clothes as much as you might think. It breaks down the fabrics faster, leaving them more susceptible to rips, holes, and tears. And use better quality hangers. This might seem counterproductive to the frugal lifestyle, but if you use a nice chunky wooden hanger for your sweaters, for example, it won't get those bumps in the shoulder that sometimes plastic hangers can do, and will preserve your sweaters. Also consider folding many clothes instead of hanging. Like I mentioned with the bumps on the shoulders of the sweaters from the hangers, same thing goes with pants. If you hang pants, they tend to get these funky creases, and then they will fade where the crease is. So folding them and either putting them in a drawer or on a shelf will preserve them so they don't get those creases and bumps. Number 4, buy good quality clothing to begin with. There are ways that you can find those good quality pieces for less. Thrift stores, garage sales, even the clearance sections of your favorite LL Bean outlet will be cheaper than buying them retail. Buying good quality pieces that you know will last and have a fantastic reputation will mean that you'll buy less clothes to begin with. Now, this 5th one goes straight to the Depression era clothing hacks. Repurpose, reuse, and remake. Now, I'm not talking about buying 2 yards of fabric to make a skirt per se. However, there are ways, and there are plenty of videos, these are a lot of fun to watch, where you can find clothing and remake them for something else. A man's dress shirt. You can use that for an apron, and I have seen videos for women's skirts that are super cute, made out of a men's button-up dress shirt. I mean, how adorable is that? If you've got a little bit of a sewing skill and a sewing machine, you could really repurpose some of these. You could also repurpose some dresses that maybe are not quite your size and shorten them and make them into something that you love. This takes a little bit of an imagination, but many times women from the Depression era would take a dress that maybe had a hole in it that was theirs and remake it into a dress for a child. Things like sweaters to mittens, pants to shorts, and long skirts to short skirts are all repurposed out of the clothes you might already have. You can also use flannel shirts or any other shirts and repurpose them into quilts. You don't necessarily need a sewing machine to make a quilt. If you want to, while you're watching Netflix in the evening, hand sew quilt squares together. It's really not that hard, and it really does repurpose those things into new things. Crop, dye, and reconstruct. Those are 3 great tips to actually make something different into something that you already own. Understand that black clothes fade. It happens whether we take care or not in washing and treating them. However, buying a jar of dye and re-dyeing those black faded sweaters, shirts, or sweatpants, jeans can bring new life to those things that we might otherwise donate. So those are my 5 Depression era life hack tips on how to save money on clothing. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. You have a great day. Bye-bye.